Hello? Hello? We need to take a look around. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hello. Before we get too far into this, I was looking at the transaction report, and it's been a long time since we filmed. I think it's been at least 2 weeks. I feel like it's been 3 weeks since our last June 5th. So not last week. So yeah, it's been 3 weeks now since we've done a proper episode. Last week's episode was a one-off / special edition / to be continued because we did a fantasy draft, and I'll get into my reasoning for that a little bit later. But I was looking at the transaction report, and I don't remember a lot of these things that happened. I will say, when you saw that the Hawks had Porzingis, what is funny about that is he had left. We got traded to the Warriors. This is after that. In the offseason, he just re-signed back with the Hawks. So there is that. Just looking around at some things. So while I'm looking around trying to reminisce and remember some of these things, this is after. I'm filming this after the NBA draft, the 2026 NBA draft. We started this save the day or the week Jaren Jackson Jr. got traded from the Memphis Grizzlies to the Utah Jazz to refresh things up, change things up, have a new start. Since then, in this series, we have won a championship. We've traded for Stephon Castle. We signed Austin Reeves. We did a lot in a year span. And now we're in the 2027 offseason. We're a year ahead. Now, what makes this crazy is that a lot could happen in between that time. But, like, for example, Nick Claxton, you probably won't be on you more than likely will not be on the Nets unless something dramatic happens because you got traded to the Bulls. John Morant, probably not on the Nets. Denver, at this moment, does not have Nikola Jokic, but they do have James Harden. They were able to get off Christian Brown's contract, which I don't know if that's impossible. The Pacers did not get their pick, but they signed Kelly Oubre, so they could be in a worse position. The Pelicans look mainly the same. Pistons have Aaron Wiggins and not Andrew Wiggins. Raptors aren't that dramatic. Now, you got to think again. This is not the 2026 offseason. We're here right now. We're in the 2027 offseason, so they're about to sign Wemby to a massive contract. I know that. This is the thing I don't remember. I do not remember the Spurs getting Siakam. This is what made when I was looking at the transaction report, and I completely have already still forgot on what this trade was exactly. It was their pick. 2 picks. So how they had the money for that, I don't know. But they also don't have Stephon Castle, so you got to think about that. The Clippers still have Kawhi. They also got Dyson Daniels. Celtics might be getting some changes and whatnot. The Bulls have DeBonza. The Bucks don't have Giannis, but they could bring him back because he's a free agent. And they had legitimately nobody on their roster at that moment. All right, so here's the deal. Randall still on the Timberwolves. LOL. Here's the deal. We're in the 2027 NBA offseason. We just won the NBA Finals against the New York Knicks. This is what's going to be crazy. This is what's going to be crazy. If you win a title, you more than likely should surely run it back, defend your championship. We've not been seeing that a lot in the modern NBA, mainly because of a teammate getting punched by somebody. One of the guys just leaves because they get a bag from another team, and it kind of screws with the depth of the team they were previously on. What is hilarious is that our team very much could just run the same team back. But I do think we kind of run into a conundrum a little bit. So we have Stephon Castle at point guard. We have Austin Reeves shooting guard, Coward, small forward, Boozer, power forward, Edie center. Logically, that should be our lineup, but I don't like that. I want Cedric Coward at shooting guard. I want a solidified small forward. The one guy that I would love to have on this team, I would give up anything and everything to get on this team, would be Jason Tatum, even though he makes a boatload of money. So we're going to try to do that. that happens, it would be hilarious because I've waited all this time and then, I could have just already had it done. So, why has this been delayed? I know that I'm going a million miles an hour talking and just my brain the past month has been going a million miles an hour. So, that should be noted. But this is after the 2026 NBA draft. I'm filming this the night after the 2026 NBA draft. Filming multiple videos tonight. So, I do need to point that out. But I've pointed this out in my previous video. That if you're seeing this, everything is going well. Everything is going well and happy. I'm glad that my Grizzlies drafted Cameron Boozer, and it is hilarious. It is somewhat hilarious, but grateful that he is on our team on here, and we were able to do that months ago, and we kind of got that going here now. I'm trying to make some NBA off-season content and videos, and uploaded before this should be my reaction to the Giannis trade and to some of the NBA draft things. So, here's my point. Here's the thing. I've had several weeks to think about this. Should we change this team up? We don't have to. We really don't have to. But for the sake of content and just the sake of wanting to, I think I know what I want to do. Now, thing one, like I said, I want Jason Tatum. We're going to try that. I'm going to prove that it cannot be done because when a player is untouchable, you could just not trade for them on this game, which hurts. I could change the difficulty, but that's kind of cheating a little bit. Anyways, here's the thing. Here's what, it was a blessing in disguise, but Austin Reeves had a very serious injury for our team legitimately right after the trade deadline. And so once he was able to be healthy and come back, we had him as our sixth man. I called him our super sixth man. But now that we're in the next season, that injury, you would more than likely expect us to go away. Austin Reeves is an expiring contract to where you have to question, would he come back here? We gave him all this money because no other team would, and I said, screw it. It filled a position of need at the time, but we have filled those positions up a little bit. We brought in Josh Hart. We brought in Mitchell Robinson, which I know is not in that position, but we've brought some names in. And we had the 8th pick, where we selected Tajay Ariza. It is also hilarious that we selected Koa Pete with the 12th pick, and he legitimately was the 30th pick. But that was months ago when we did that. And he had a great rookie year for us. So, I'm laughing a little bit. Anyways, we 100% have to make some type of trade and change because we have 17 people on the roster. So, make note, we have to do something. But we're going big, and I have 4 things in mind. Thing number 1 I've alluded to several times, and that's trying to get Jason Tatum. We're going to try to do that. If that gets done, don't have to worry about the others. So, we're at free agency. I've offered 2 guys a roster spot. One I'm going to favor over the other, but I need to try to get this trade done with. So, why are we trading Austin Reeves? I feel like he would not re-sign here next year. He's an expiring contract. I know contract talk in the NBA, it's sports in general, but in the NBA, feels a little bit crazy. But he's an expiring contract, A. B, I want Coward to be our shooting guard. I don't think Reeves would want to come off the bench. And, if we're just being honest, you don't really pay a guy $25+ million to come off the bench. It's very circumstantial. I don't think he would want to. C, I want a proper small forward. I want to load up at the small forward. And I got some things in mind. And the main thing that I've told y'all, I'll keep bringing his name up, Jason Tatum. So, go to the Celtics. We honestly probably could get Jaylen Brown, but I doubt that. Let's do this first. This is actually what we should do. We went to the Celtics. No and no. Derek White is our small forward, but we'd be giving up too much. All right, Tatum. I know it's a waste of time, but I just want it to be proved not done. Going to offer Austin Reeves. GG. Love GG, but I think this would give him a better spot. Stephon Castle, we just got. We could trade him, but I'm not going to. We just got him. Walter Clayton Jr. How much more money does Castle make than Clayton? $8 million. Okay. This is more difficult than I expected. I'm going to be honest with y'all. and 2 firsts, because it's legitimately all that we could offer. So do we have any Celtics first? I don't think so, but we got all of these in 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the thing, and this is why we made that massive trade for Castle at the deadline. We cannot make all these draft picks. We could, but then we would more likely end up like the Brooklyn Nets. Having these draft picks means something, and one of these could mean something down the line. But if you're winning, you don't have to worry about it that much. Unless you're the Pistons, where you won, but if you made that right draft pick, you could have been winning. But this Thunder pick is not that valuable. They'll probably laugh at us. Ha ha ha. We'll just go with these 2. So, like I said, I just want to be proven that this can't be done. Okay. Here. When I originally stopped filming the finals episode, I thought of this. What if we started Josh Hart as our small forward and loaded up with veteran presence off of the bench? So, this is the first trade that came to, I thought it through, and this is an insane trade. Okay, all right. I'm gonna lie to you. I really wanted Derek White and Aaron Gordon. That I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. Derek White would have been our backup shooting guard and our 6th man. I think he'd be more prone to come off the bench and be our 6th man than Reeves would be, and he's a veteran presence. Aaron Gordon would have been our backup power forward, because y'all know that the positions matter to me, and Aaron Gordon is a proper power forward, and there's just not as many in the league, and I thought he would have been great in that role. Here's the issue. They make a lot of money. I also don't know how much they would love coming off the bench. I wanted these 2 guys, but I've kind of gone against it over the couple of weeks. Now is where we're getting crazy. This is the trade. I got it in the trade finder. I more than likely expect it to be accepted. But as a Grizzlies fan, and if you're a Grizzlies fan, you'd probably roll your eyes and be like, no, please don't do this. Actually, do not do this. So, I got something like this in the trade finder. When I put in All Series and GG Jackson, I got Jalen Williams. Why would I do this? When you look around the league, and like I said, I wanted a proper small forward, Jalen Williams is the best option available that fits our timeline and is attainable. Tatum is number 1. Tatum is who I want. He's just not attainable. I'm going to look around the league and tell you, show y'all, this is terrible timing, by the way. I wanted Tatum. Tatum was option 1. Kawhi makes a little bit too much money. Legitimately, we could retire the year after. Then we're kind of we were just clearing roster spots. And for 1 year, I'm better off just not getting Kawhi. So, Kawhi was an option. I would love Jalen Johnson. Plays too similar to Cameron Boozer. He's a kind of a power forward in my opinion. Ricochet. Better on 2K than he is in real life. Wiggins is fine, but Jalen Williams is just better. Con Knippel, I've not even really thought about because he's more of a shooting guard to me, IMO. Marketing. Makes a lot of money. I think the Jazz would accept this. But again, Jalen Williams he's better. Laurie's never even played in a playoff game, I don't think. I'm not counting the play-in. I think that he's the one with the longest streak because it used to be Buddy Hield. OG should have been a girl on the Grizzlies a long time ago, but and same with McHale, but I'm better off with what I got than going for those 2. Franz, I haven't really thought about it. I think that's a good debate to have between Franz and Jalen Williams. Cooper Flag I would love, but probably not attainable. Peyton Watson, I think the original deal was actually Peyton Watson and Aaron Gordon, and then I try to throw in Derek White. I think GG, our best hope for GG is to play like Peyton Watson. I think there's a lot of similarities in their games. Holy crap, the whole team would resign. Is anybody here? Trey Murphy is one to think about, but it kind of hurts me that he should have actually been a Grizzly. And, oh, yeah, he was drafted by the Grizzlies. He could have helped us out a lot over the past couple of years, but I can't, it's too late now. And now we're just getting teams that don't have small forwards. Bring Dylan Brooks back. We could screw the Timberwolves over because Jaden McDaniels is untouchable for them. I would love Tamari Kamara on this team, but again, it's kind of just another situation. We're better off with what we got than the Wizards. Now, before we do this, and the other thing, we can't just sign. We don't have enough money to sign a small forward. Michael Porter Jr. LOL. A sore kind of limits our team, kind of screws our team over. Brandon Miller. Where's Donovan going? Probably back to Cleveland. Where is Luka here? No, Luka's not here. Who was I thinking of? Kyrie going back to the Cavs would be funny, but I don't think they could do that. Giannis. We'll see what happens there. Jokic. Probably back to Denver. So you see my point. I wanted a proper small forward. And if we're just being honest, Jalen Williams is the best one available. We're also adding A.J. Mitchell, who had a great year and kind of he kind of came out of nowhere. It does hurt because we're a year ahead and we've only got one more year on his contract, so kind of screwing ourselves there. But I think that could be solved very easily. Does Jared? I don't know why I try to call him Jalen. Sorry. Does Jared McCain have another year on his deal? No, same. All right. The other thing, here's what's the issue. I think in real life people would look at this as us helping the Thunder and their cap situation, and Jalen Williams is kind of banged up in real life. I think in real life, if we were to do this trade, people would think the Thunder's winning because they're getting more players and getting rid of a guy that is banged up and did not play for them a lot this year. Again, you got to think of this under the scope of this is a video game, and we're a year ahead, and he was healthy. I think, and in the sense of the game, again, this helps us out because he is normally the guy that when we play the Thunder is doing us up because we're putting so much attention towards Shea. So if we're taking him away from them, we're kind of helping there. So we're still, it might be something that I regret, but there's a famous Charles Barkley quote that I'm pretty sure is the title of one of his books. I may be wrong, but I doubt it. I like Walter Clayton, but I also feel that this is a situation where he probably would not be happy being the backup to Castle, and I kind of would rather have A.J. Mitchell. So I love Walter Clayton. I want to see him get a chance in real life for the Grizzlies. Granted, we got to see what happens with some other things. Cole Pete, great rookie year for us. I kind of want to see what we got with Tyjae Ariza. This might be what helps the deal. This is what would probably hurt the most about this deal, actually. So I'm going to propose it. And again, I know I might be crazy. But time will tell. That's hilarious. Now they're asking for more things. They would give us Jared McCain, who I did just ask for, but I don't really need. I do got picks to give up. I'd prefer to keep Caleb Foster for the moment. I'm willing to give them their top 3 pick protected back. It's only 1-star value. They're probably like, what are you doing? We don't, Okay. It's done. So, Jalen Williams is on our team. Now, this is the other thing. I don't think it'll come back to bite me in the ass. The reason I put this off for so long is when the Thunder got eliminated from the playoffs, people immediately were throwing the idea out that the Grizzlies should trade the number. Or, no, let me backtrack it. The Thunder wanted to move into the top 3. They wanted Cameron Boozer. And I will admit, almost anybody else was laughing at it. I was like, I don't want, I want Cameron Boozer. I want Cameron Boozer. So I was concerned in doing this trade and getting Jalen Williams on this team, and then this hypothetical trade got traction. Was my concern as well. So there's that. So going to the Thunder though. Shea, Chet, Reeves, Hartenstein, Jared McCain, GG, Walter. They kind of need another big again. They got Adamara. Cole Pete, I think, is the steal for them. So time will tell how. I kind of helped them out money-wise, but you know the saying, the Grizzlies have never signed anyone to free agency, etc. You know, we're acquiring assets and making those trades. That way we ain't got to make the signings. So, can I extend A.J. Mitchell, though? I don't think he would want to do that. So that might be the risky part here, was signing A.J. Mitchell. It's also crazy that we got another guy that has 5-star proficiency here. I didn't even expect that. We'll do these re-signings after we get done with this, because like I said, it is this day, moratorium day, free agency day. I've targeted 2 guys. It was Queta and DiVincenzo. We don't need Queta because I anticipated having to trade Mitchell Robinson and or Jalen Williams, the center, and I did not do that. I apologize to Mr. Queta, but we'll be going with Dante DiVincenzo, who's reuniting with Josh Hart and is going to be our backup shooting guard. And I'd love to have on the Grizzlies. I've really wanted him on the Grizzlies the past couple years. I think he could have really helped us out. At this point, I don't know if he'd want to come here. A, and B, we have a new medical staff. We have a change in the medical staff, I should say. So hopefully we can help him out in his injury rehab. So if he is to come to this team, which I would appreciate, I would want that. So he is now on our team and he is going to be our backup shooting guard while Mitchell is our backup point guard. Reunites with Mitchell Robinson and Josh Hart. So there's that for our bench. We're going to give him number 31. We'll give him 20. Somebody 22s on our team. We'll give him number 20. 15 should be retired for Brandon Clark, RP. So, what did they have Jalen Williams number as? 8. I'm fine with that. I know that Jaren wore 8. He shouldn't have never wore 8 here. IMO. He should have just stayed 13, but it was not my decision to make. I thought he had a style with a headband, but going back to the old Jalen Williams. I think a lot of Grizzlies fans would be a little bit salty about this, but I personally am not. I also say that we need to do this. We need to look at this. We still have cap space. I don't think we're paying the luxury tax this year. I will say this. Next year, we more than likely will be. Because we have not extended Castle yet, or Edie, or Josh Hart. I think we're actually in a great space financially. I remember when the season ended that our owner was like, hey, I don't want to be paying the luxury tax. I was like, that is a mood killer. We just won the title. You want to talk about that? I will also say, I'm going to have to apologize to Cam Johnson. He's going to have a smaller role here. So, logically speaking, we could still sign Queta. We can still make a signing, but again, I just told y'all that I think we have 16 roster spots now. 1, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So somebody's got to go. Maybe 2 guys can go. I'd rather keep point. All right. I think 2 guys can go. And potentially for point guard depth. Or we got point guard depth. I hate that Scottie Pippen Jr. is not really getting an opportunity here. I will admit that. But if I can find somebody that is like a decent... This would obviously be a great deal, but I'm kind of tired. This would be a great deal. But how many picks do I need? That's a terrible thought process. In real life, I would do this. The great thought process, I have to take the picks. But if this is a 2K, you get what I'm saying. I kind of wanted another. If I did this, let's do it this way. Jalen Williams, the center, I'm concerned with because he isn't expiring. And he's not giving us the option to re-sign. Mark Williams is not the worst option. I know the injury concern is there. The thing I like about Jalen Williams, the center, is that he can space the floor. So if I just looked around the league at someone that would be a great backup center, I think Naz Reid is probably the best. That is under a good contract, I should say. Let's put it that way. That is not harping our luxury tax room spot crap, whatever you want to call all that. Naz Reid, makes a little bit too much money. Isaiah Stewart got traded to the front of the Pistons. Grizzlies. The draft is halfway done. When I'm filming this, the main thing we need still is a backup center. Isaiah Stewart, his name is in trade rumors. I think legitimately Santi Aldama for Isaiah Stewart, who says no, should be proposed. Because I know that the Pistons were interested in signing Santi last offseason. They're more than likely going to lose Tobias Harris, so they might be looking to add some type of forward. You've also got some type of relationship with him because you made a trade with him on draft night. I would like Isaiah Stewart to be our backup center. I don't want him on the Lakers. I want him on our team. Hashtag grit and grind. Looking around the league, it's just kind of trying to avoid the concern of Jalen Williams leaving in the next offseason. It's kind of what we're trying to do right now, for being honest. But I think we'll just cross that bridge when the time comes. Now we got to make the decision between Caleb Foster and Caden Boozer. Which, I'm going to be honest with you, Caleb Foster, pretty sure we got the second round. We did. So if we're able to do this and get a first round pick out of this, we'll more than likely just do this trade right here. But this is kind of a broken system, IMO, especially getting Aaron Wiggins, which it didn't go for much in real life. So we're gonna get this pick. Did not just have this much value, I swear. This is a second round pick. What timeout? Y'all saw that. Y'all saw that this. When I just did this, they had a first-round pick for us. I was, confused as hell. I was like, where'd that come from? All right. This is a clear up roster spots. So we should now be at 15, correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Boom. Keon Ellis will move to our backup. Small forward. We're kind of screwing him over and never really giving him minutes. But if Dante's just not that good, we'd give the minutes to Keon. And then we need to move Coward back to shooting guard. And while we're being so generous, let's go ahead and get some of these extensions done. Josh Hart, I said, would get this done when the time came. Now he's asking for an extra year. I'm not giving that much. As I'm already being generous enough. Josh Hart, flat, team option. Glad that his overall is just going higher and higher with us. But Josh Hart will stay. Edie, if we can get a deal done like this in real life. Hashtag oh boy. Good oh boy, I should say. So about 13 goes up $1 million each year. So if I go here, still got cap. What am I talking about? Just counting these extensions, correct? I'm completely blank. Where are Edie's? Yes, and Hart's yes. AJ Mitchell is going to be concerned in one, and Jalen Williams, the center, is still the concern in one. Castle, we're waiting on it. Should just straight up do it now, to be fair. I don't really know how to do math, but it's just also kind of the fact that, the math I don't know how to do is, benefiting us. I will say that. Because having this much salary cap room is what's, getting me excited. How many roster spots are taken up and all that salary cap room is what's, getting me excited. My eyes are getting big thinking about it. McCastle is asking for a lot, is the concern. But it has to be done. Really doesn't, but screw it. Gotta do this flat. Also don't really understand why when you do the flat contract, honestly, their interest should go down, but for some reason it doesn't. It's kind of what is a little bit concerning. But we got that done on the guys. Cameron Johnson asking for a decision. We just gave him one, so that's why We're not going to worry about his. So this is next off season. Now we got 23 mil to either bring back AJ Mitchell and or Jalen Williams, the center, which most of our attention now should be looking towards getting a backup point guard and or shooting guard and or third string point guard / shooting guard. Just depending on how those situations go, but that's a whole year from now. Legitimately a whole year from now. And this is the other thing with the Jalen Williams trade. And this is a terrible thought process to have. We got a lot of draft picks still. If it just doesn't work out, and teams are looking at like, oh, he's making too much money, we'll attach one of these picks. We'll get something back of value. We have our main guys. So there is that. So right now, we are Castle, Coward, Jalen Williams, Cameron Boozer, Zach Edey. AJ Mitchell, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, or Tajay Ariza, Josh Hart, Jalen Williams, the center. Caden Boozer, Scottie Pippen Jr., Keon Ellis, Cameron Johnson, Mitchell Robinson. Yes, I know that those bottom 5 are actually should be rotational players, but having them for our depth helps us greatly. So we are doing good right now. Grizzlies front office, take notes on some of this. So we're going to, who here would like, because again, we're just, none of these guys would really fit / play on our team. I should more so just say play on our team. Kyrie signed with the Warriors, which I think that's just terrible. Giannis went back to the Bucks. Everybody just went back. Michael Porter Jr. signed with the Heat. DeMar, you could have left. Why? DeMar just must. To be fair, the Kings were actually good on here last season because they drafted Darren Peterson. So there's that. To be fair, Najee Marshall and DeAndre Hunter. DeAndre Hunter returned back to Cleveland. Isaiah Stewart returned back to Detroit. We'll skip a couple more days. We need to see where. I'm pretty sure Jokic just straight up just going back to. What did the Warriors just get? The Warriors got Kyrie. Jokic went back to Denver. That's good for basketball. Scoot is a restricted free agent. We didn't just make some massive move. We could have just signed him, but that's besides the point. Ryan Rollins. Kind of tired. I don't know what made me think to film all these videos in one day. I thought I'm kind of riding on the high of the NBA draft. Well, I just started to yawn. I felt the effect of it. Zach LaVine, I feel, would be good on some teams. So let's go to here, player progression. When we make the decision, we need to get the 2028 draft. We already did the 2028. We need the 2028 draft. Sometimes I made that mistake. So where the hell did this happen? Ear infection. Okay, I was concerned. I don't know if only one person went down. It's Cameron Johnson. It hurts. It hurts. I'm also going to. He's going to be. Cameron Johnson would probably be pretty pissed me giving Tajay Ariza, which I'm hoping I'm saying that right. I should have looked it up. He's going to be mad about Ariza getting more minutes than him. All right, 2028 draft's what we need. A long time from now. Who's going to retire and ask for a farewell tour? I've never see these farewell tours, by the way. I do want that to be known. Hilarious first game, by the way. I'm going to say this. Before I hit yes, if this is a road game, I'm going to be pissed. There's been several times that I've won the title, and our first 3 games are on the road, and we have to wait to get our championships. Our rings, I should say. So I'm going to hope that this game is at home. Look at that. Look at this. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 road games to start the season. 5. There's 5 of them. Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. You gotta look at this crap. The whole month is road. We get one home game. We're the defending champions. What did we do to you? Holy crap. This screws. It doesn't really screw up the video, but it like is a definite mood killer for, IMO. It like I said, it was funny because the Thunder is first of all, why we got back to back, by the way, to start the season. Back to back. LOL. Anyways, I thought it was fitting. Jalen Williams, revenge game against the Thunder, all these. It would make sense for Reeves, Gigi, Pete, Walter to get their rings and celebrate us, take the group picture. Now they got to wait a whole week because we're not at home. Did y'all forget we won the title? This should be swapped. What the hell? 2K. Y'all need to fix that. So, here's what's going to happen. We're simcasting these games, and we're going to play the full game against the Thunder. Well, I'm not even... And again, also hilarious because our finals opponent is our second opponent. That's the other thing that pisses me off. We better have a Christmas game, too. We just won the title. We're going against the Pelicans. Who the hell they got? Why they got a Christmas game? Holy crap. I'm going to start ranting. All right. See, it was a good time to move off Reeves. Overall went down and everything. New York. No Clowney. Money's getting tight there. Brooklyn went Jaw. All right. The thing is, we play these teams multiple times outside of Brooklyn or New York and Brooklyn as well. I didn't take that into account. When the hell do we play New York again is what I'm getting at. My eyes are deceiving me because I know what we definitely play them again. I don't know when. December 3rd. When do we play Brooklyn again? The day after January 4th. It's not giving me to say dates. All right, anyways. Castle. Coward. Jalen Williams. Boozer. Edie. Josh Hart is our sixth man, yes. AJ Mitchell. DiVincenzo can get 20. Jalen Williams, the center. Tyjae Ariza should get 15 minutes. A decision would be made between who gets more minutes between these two. I think actually probably benefits us more if Jalen Williams, the center, gets more minutes. Down here, y'all see what the league has an agenda against us. So what we're doing is simcasting these games, and we'll play this full OKC game. That way we get our rings. What did we do? What the hell did we do wrong? Maybe they didn't want us to make a trade, and then we did, and they were like, okay, you'll pay for that. You could have just told me that, and I wouldn't have made the trade, but you didn't tell me till after. A hypothetical scenario. I don't really like these Thunder jerseys, by the way. Let me change those. Make their statements. As a top moment in the channel's history, IMO. I always go back to top moments in this channel's history. And it was if you go back and watch my Green Bay Packers franchise from Madden 23, I think. Top 5 moment is the ending of that game. I won't spoil it, but heartbreaker. There's another moment in that series where it is a overtime game and I throw a pick 6 and we lose. And I just immediately ended the video. Granted, that video is like 2 hours long. I should not have been playing as long as I was. So I'd have to think more and more over time. This has got to be up there. I literally called them out on their bullcrap, and they tripled down on it. I will also say this. We probably won't play as many games. Just so we can get through this faster this season. I might. That might be a lie. It just depends on how things go. But it'd make more sense if we simcast a lot more. That way we can get through things quicker. If that makes sense. I'm sorry. You got to do y'all like that, but, you know, we got done dirty, so. Just kind of how we're treating the league, I guess. I'm hurt by that. I'm hurt by that because Edie jumped completely terrible. Also, 7 fouls, and we're not even 2 minutes left. Ha ha ha. Look who we're playing. All right. Got to get Edie a double-double. He's at 8 points and 10 rebounds. You also got to think, logically speaking, when it comes to our salary cap room next off-season, that there's potential that we could just, because we have 23 mil, we could trade away Cam Johnson. I was not that encouraged seeing a freaking level 70, an overall 74. We got 2 first-round picks in the upcoming draft. I shouldn't be worrying this much about a backup center and point guard, especially because we're a year ahead. But, you know, I like to be extra prepared on things like this. Well, I was thinking because we have a lot of salary. We have more salary cap room than more teams probably have. And that on 2K, money is a lot different than what happens in real life. This might not be as big a deal as I'm making it. Look at that, Edie. Edie didn't get that rebound. I was a coward. Edie did miss the shot, though. And then nobody guarded the paint. You see what I'm saying? Jalen Williams makes, you know, Jalen Williams is the guy that does us up. That, you know, is kind of us hurting them by making that trade. That I did not expect to miss, but it did, so there's that. Oh, yeah. Did not like that. That could have been a charge. He didn't really run into us. Oh, we're about 8. I also need to look at system proficiency when we leave here. Because we should have a great system proficiency now. We'll just dribble out the clock. We actually could just simcast, by the way. Shout out Jared McCain. Shout out Jared McCain. I should have took Jared McCain in that trade. I should have took Jared McCain in that trade. Holy crap, he's their guy. He's their guy now. I helped them out. I shouldn't have, but I helped them out. All right. While we're thinking, system proficiency, 4 stars. But if I start, how does that go down? I guess because of positioning. No, it just stays 4 stars. Where's Mitchell Robinson? Yeah, he probably lowers it. Who would be a center that would make this 5 stars? Probably Prom Embiid, not Embiid now. Oh, well. Going back to New York. Just won a title there. LOL. A lot of point guards here. We're simcasting this game, by the way, but I like picking the jerseys. I wonder if they played. Are they freaking... What's their record? Making us play a back-to-back. Start the dang season. They ain't even played yet. Who was on Phoenix, by the way? I might just skip this game altogether, especially because we played them a week out. Nothing. Devin Booker's not that good. I'm starting to slowly, like, underrate Devin Booker, if you want me to be honest. Minnesota probably still have Randall. Kind of the same team. They got Anthony Simons now, which they've actually got a good bench here. But because we play them a lot, we play them back-to-back here, I'm just going to skip over that game as well. We'll simcast against Brooklyn. That way we can visit with Ja Morant. Rekindle, as you can say. Whew. Honestly, don't give me the option to skip if you don't want me to. So coming back to where we won the title, this should be the... I went on a whole tangent in the fantasy draft video. Also hilarious to get and won 6 seconds into a game. I hit... Oh my god, bad. We're bad AHS at the moment. I went on a whole tangent about rivalry week. This should be the rivalry week game, and the Christmas game should be them coming to Memphis, because Memphis has never had a home Christmas game, and we've gotten one Christmas game in history, and it's better just not to talk about it. All right. So what happens is you're playing a back-to-back to start the season. Close game. But if you could win both, and, you got the championship mentality. But our stats are not great from the guys that are playing right now. But again, we're on a back-to-back. Castle taking his chances against Brunson. A lot of Jalen's in the league nowadays. It is also crazy that, like, a lot of them are good. It's like in the NFL, they have that short time. I'm trying to think of, like, were there any other Aarons in the NFL when Rodgers and Donald were playing? Is there any other leagues that like, because, like, in the NBA, if we're just being honest, the top guys for a period of time had very unique names. LeBron. There's not many people named LeBron. Not a lot of people named Giannis. Kawhi. We kind of are slowly getting that with Cameron / Cam. Cam Boozer, Cam Spencer, Cam Johnson. Edie, please go in the paint. Please go in the paint. Please go in the paint. Stat padding. Anyways. LeBron, Giannis, Kawhi, Steph. There's a Stephon now. He's right here. Haha. That one hurt. I could have probably stopped that. Terrible pass that I had a good vision for, but just was terribly executed. Okay, this is real life New York basketball. Okay, I did something ambitious in trying to put in Josh Hart. It still might work. I don't really know what they're cheering for right now. Maybe we've converted their fans to us. I want to see what Josh Hart can bring us. This is a terrible time to do this, but this is if any team he could do this against is his old team. Why is Jalen Williams leaving Oklahoma so much? Boom! It actually worked. Holy crap. Let's go ahead and shoot and get it over with. I did not expect. Look at that. We got to replay that. We have to replay it. They might trade him after that. Look, they think they're going to sneak up and get Cat in the corner. Oh, he got blocked too. Oh, yeah. It's wraps. I kept them for winning the title. Kept them for enjoying their opening night. There's Anthony's. You got Anthony Davis and Anthony Edwards. And that's wraps. On to the next one. I bet we lose to Phoenix, by the way. Just because we're simming it. What I tell y'all? I'm tired of zip. 5 freaking road trip to start the season. Yes, I know it's hilarious that I've won our city jersey in all these, by the way. So what were their statements for this? No, what were the the whites and the blue accessories with it? We've used occasionally in the past. We should probably use it a lot more, IMO. I'm filming this after the draft. This will be uploaded Thursday, more than likely. I don't really know why Brooklyn would rather have Julius Randle than John Morant. Okay, I'll take that back. I step back. I understand because mainly their draft pick choice, but I felt that we could have got something done to where they got John Morant, is what I'm trying to get at. Because I thought this would be a great spot. A good spot for him. And again, I will admit, I think I'd rather have John Morant than Julius Randle, is what I was getting at. But I will admit, the thing with Julius Randle, I can't even say he could build his value up more here, but power forward is a difficult spot, a difficult position to find in the league. So I can understand wanting to get a power forward that's been a multiple-time All-Star and on contending teams the past couple of years to try to help y'all out, and especially you get again. I will also say you gave up Nick Claxton, which I didn't 100% understand that, but good for the Bulls in getting him because they needed a center, and I didn't really want them to overpay for one in free agency. But he is one that if it goes well, you could give the extension to. If it doesn't go well, you could just move on. You didn't give up much for it. To where if you're signing a Duren or a Kessler, you would probably have gave up a lot to get that. So credit to the Bulls there. Grizzlies will scratch. I thought I grabbed the rebound there. That was a pass. That especially was a pass now. That was an alley-oop. Also scored 153 points. Let's see why I traded for him. We won by 21, not even 19. That being said, I'm very concerned on how Brooklyn Nets basketball will be looking next season. I will fully admit that. Now we're here for a celebration. Then Thunder, maybe they're regretting things. Maybe they are freaking regretting things. Ha ha ha. After a week of waiting, the Grizzlies in Memphis finally get to celebrate ring night. And at least Jalen Williams probably wouldn't be that mad because he's got a ring at least. Sam Cassell. I'm glad that I was able to sign him because normally you don't get to sign other teams' assistant coaches. And I just gave him the most money that we could, and we were able to sign him. So I'm glad that worked out. And he probably should be a head coach in real life. It's probably my statement on Tip Cassell until that actually happens. Cameron Johnson should be. Oh my goodness, he's doing a dance. Did not expect that. Love Cameron Johnson. I spent so much time watching his highlights over the past year. And I love listening to his podcast. So that's why I've been advocating for him to be on our team. Caden Boozer wasn't even draft eligible because he went back to college. But is, a winner. He's got one of these nice jackets that everybody else has. Scottie Pippen Jr. joining his father's undefeated in the NBA Finals. Might be a catalyst into why we keep him on the team as long as we can. Another case of just another winner. Keon Ellis. People question why he doesn't get minutes on any situation that he's at. And we'll never get the answer. Mitchell Robinson, champion in real life. Champion on here. Massive plays when it matters. Massive moments when it matters, I should say, I guess. Another one, dancing. Another multiple-time champion. Jalen Williams, the center. Now I have to specify it. Shimmied more than Cameron Johnson did. Two-time champion. Josh Hart. No headband for him. It's kind of awkward at the moment. But acquired at the trade deadline and had some massive moments for us, just like his New York Knicks teammate, Mitchell Robinson. Zach Edey. People said that he couldn't even play. People said he couldn't even play in the NBA. Now look at him. NBA champion. Another guy that's just a winner and a dominant and got that extension on here. So he should be happy. Couldn't even see him hold up the ring. Cameron Boozer, the newest Memphis Grizzly. I could say this for almost everybody. Just a winner. And came to the NBA, immediately won. Like he was so tall, you couldn't even see what he was saying. Cedric Coward finally getting to play with Cameron Boozer. I keep saying that tweet over and over again. I'll just smile anytime I see it. But the new franchise for us. Stephon Castle also acquired at the trade deadline. I also saw the banner hanging up there. They're going to do that fake thing where the banner's freaking hanging up. But I just already saw it hanging up there. But there's just not enough spots in San Antonio, which might be a problem they run into in the future. We should have more people in this picture. But you can't fit everybody. All right, we'll do this game and wrap things up. It's the team that is somewhat of our rival. Just made a trade with them in real life at the draft, and now I made a trade with them on here. On here, where it's only been a week, but it's benefited us a lot. Let's hope that the one in real life benefits us as well. I do want to see something that y'all can't. Y'all will see it. I want to see how these thumbnail pictures turned out, because it will be the ring night one. All right, one is better than the other. It just does not help that Cedric Howard was doing the "you can't see me" and it blocks his face. Reeves. We also had half the team that would be getting their rings on this night as well. So the NBA, they just don't think they could have had this done a week earlier. Can I tell y'all a small complaint that I'm having? Okay, I was going to keep this a secret. We'll tell y'all a secret. It's not even really a secret. And then I'm going to tell you a complaint that I have. I got UFC 6, by the way. The VIP edition. When those videos will be coming on the channel, I don't know, because we got a lot coming up, so I'm not trying to rush those things out. So, more than likely UFC 6 videos soon. I have in my watch list, I had 5 games. I have Star Wars Bounty Hunter, which is the game where you get to play as Jango Fett. It is $20 right now. but I'm not paying over $7 because when it was on sale, it was for $7. So I'm not paying over I'm not paying over $7 for it. That's my new rule that I've had. If I see something on sale, I'm paying not higher than the sale price for it, unless it is like something that is out of stock and hard to find then, which for a digital game, that's just not the case. The Indiana Jones game, which if I had the Game Pass Ultimate, which I don't, I just don't have enough time to play that many games, that problem would be solved because it's a part of that. But there's also another game that is not on sale. And I love Indiana Jones. I dressed up as Indiana Jones for my 8th, or when I was 8 for Halloween. That was the last year that I dressed up. That's a story for a different day. But anyways, I love Indiana Jones, and I've not played this game, and I don't actually have a reason to why I haven't. Okay, I do have a reason. I thought there was a special edition of this game, and I think that there is, but it's extremely expensive. So I was like, if I'm going to get this game, I'd like to get the special edition, but I've just not found it. And if I have found it, it's not been cheap. So there's that. But again, another game that's not on sale. Now here's my massive issue. Mortal Kombat 1, which is the latest Mortal Kombat game. I bought Mortal Kombat 11, and I'm pretty sure I legit only did the story on it. I think what I'm about to run into is just me reinstalling Mortal Kombat 11 and playing it some more because I remember playing the story of it. I don't remember anything else. I will admit as well, Mortal Kombat 10, which is the one before that, I think is up there for the best Mortal Kombat game. I had a lot of fun playing that. I played it a lot. Graphically was great. DLC-wise was great. So I wanted to give Mortal Kombat 1 a chance. It has been out for quite a while, and I've just not even thought about getting it. And the regular edition is on sale for $10. That's a great deal. But another case of a game that has a lot of DLC. And the DLC by itself is $60. And I remember when the special edition was on sale, it was on sale for $20. So I just told y'all my new rule, that I'm not going to pay over the sale price for it. I just saw it was $20. Now my issue is the special edition is not on sale. The DLC is not on sale. Just the regular version of the game. So if I really wanted to buy this game, I'm screwing myself because I'd be paying $10 and waiting for the DLC to go on sale, or paying $60 for the DLC, which paying more for a DLC than the game, that's kind of crazy. And you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that. And lastly, okay, I have the Lego Batman game, special edition, but it just came out. I'm not expecting that to be on sale for quite a while, and I'm more than likely going to get that Black Friday, so I'm not rushing for that. WWE 2K26. I more than likely would just be buying this to do MyGM for y'all, for the channel, but I have fun doing the MyGM stuff, so that is the main thing that I've done on these games. And the showcase mode, which this year should be great because it involves CM Punk and unlocking different versions of CM Punk, etc. That was a great dump by Cameron Boozer. It is on sale. I wanted it to be on sale for $30. It's on sale for $45. It kind of like, I'm waiting until it's $30. But it's another case, like, I really don't want to buy all that DLC. So I don't know how much longer I'd have to be waiting for it to be on sale for $30. I might have to fork up the extra money. I don't know. So the other thing that I could do, hypothetically speaking, is subscribe to Ultimate for at least a month, probably longer, to install Mortal Kombat and Indiana Jones. And then when I'm done with Ultimate, unsubscribe. But my games would say, just buy the games once they go on sale, is what I'm thinking of potentially doing. Because I need more games to play. And we're about to be done with NBA. I just got UFC 6. I've not played Fortnite all year because the OG, I'm pretty sure I went on this tangent last time around, but OG Fortnite is just bots. They might change that at some point, but I doubt it. It's also getting closer to not being OG Fortnite because they're getting to more modern seasons. And the modern seasons now, I feel that they change it up every season, and I don't like it. And Fortnite's just not the same to me anymore. I have to really lock in like I did for that Power Rangers season. And at this moment, I just don't feel like doing that. What other game do I got? I just got UFC 6. I've been playing it a lot. 2K, like I said, we're more than likely just only going to be doing Grizzlies stuff on here. Depending on what this next My Team season is, which they might really load up on. I don't know, but we're in the end days here for 2K. Is what I'm getting at. So that's why I'm trying to like load up and get different games and think. And I'm also trying to expand out to just a shooter game and ball game. I have no intentions of getting Madden anytime soon. By the way, I'll tell y'all that straight up. Y'all see who's on the cover. I've not even bought one of the college football games ever since they have came back. By the way, as well, and that was supposed to be a big deal, but it kind of seems like the same game every year. Now that we're doing that whole argument and whatnot, I felt that it's a little bit too much. So I wanted to go on that tangent of DLCs and special editions just aren't the same anymore and are too much. So the second time in this video, we got a castle dunk and one. Hard is in. He is in for Jalen Williams. We're in a great spot for this team. Oh, that one hurt. That one hurt. That one hurt. All right. Let's see if they can get back into it. That was a bad shot. Check back in now. Jalen Williams with 40 points. To be fair, GG could have. I'm not. If I say that, I feel that Grizzlies fans would probably get mad at me. GG could do that. I'm gonna leave him open to prove it. Okay, then I shouldn't have. Oh, come on. Also saw that Peyton Watson had a sprained MCL. I think he was out for a month. Okay, now I shouldn't even came back in or said what I said. I think that's a foul, but they ain't gonna call it. I'll also say this about UFC 6 that is funny. They this is the second week that it is out. The fight weeks, aka the pay-per-view weeks, they have the challenges to where you can like unlock stuff and make predictions on the fights and whatnot. And for some reason, they have created their own card and they're calling it a dream card with dream fights. None of these are the main two that I remember was Ken Shamrock versus Yuri Prochazka and Alex Pereira versus Randy Couture. I don't really know who the hell is asking for those fights. My main question is, where the hell are they doing those fights for us to get these results from? Because they did not say it it just said dream fights. So I guess we'll find out at the same time. I enjoyed the Hall of Champions mode. I Googled it, and it said that they're supposed to be doing more or adding more. They 100% have to do more. You can't just have 3 of those. But I read that they're supposed to add more during pay-per-view week, so I'm going to hope that is true, but I Googled it. Google's not always the most reliable nowadays. He tried to jump into us. That one hurt. That one hurt more. Oh my goodness, my chest hurts. Holy crap. Oh yeah, it's our league now. You had the last 5 years, the next 5 are mine. Shea also fouled out on it. Oh no, that's not good. Jeremy Kane came in. He's their star now. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I did not expect Jeremy Kane to be the one that was open. I saw on my right side someone was open. I did not expect it to be Jeremy Kane. That should be a tech because he swung his arm. I'm about to cough in y'all's ear loudly. Sorry. I couldn't do anything else. Timeout. I gotta see how many he's got. I got a 5. He's got 5 of them. Dante should be getting more minutes. Why are y'all giving him more minutes? He is their star. Now the roles are reversed. They got the 17 fouls in a quarter. All right. That was a great video. Great. Still doing good. Still doing good. You gotta check. All right. Don't think there's much more to add. We'll see y'all when I see y'all again. I'm out for now. Goodbye and stay safe.